Right, we're here today to talk about enzymes. Anybody know what enzymes are? Or what enzymes do? My name's Brenda. We live on a farm just outside Bowmanville near Darlington Generating Station. We milk about 50 cows morning and night. We also have 20,000 laying hens, and they give us eggs, and almost an egg a day. So we have almost 20,000 eggs that we pack every morning. And this is just a variety of eggs that we get. Most of our eggs right now are about this size, but we do get some small ones, and we do get some that are really odd shaped, and we get some that are different colors. So just like people, different shapes, sizes, and colors all come in the eggs with things too. We have about 1,000 acres of land that we crop, growing some of the different crops that you've seen at some of the other stations. Sandra's with me. She's from Sunderland, and she has a dairy farm there. She fed the calves this morning. She milks about 100 cows a day, morning and night again, and crops about 700 acres of land. So we're going to talk about enzymes, and we're going to find out just what they are. But first I want to ask you, what do I have here? Anybody know? Anybody familiar with a car? You got it. Spark plug. Good job. You'd be a mechanic like my daughter, right? Spark plug. What does a spark plug do? When you have it in your vehicle, you turn on your key, it will ignite the engine to make it start, so it causes a reaction. An enzyme is a catalyst that causes a reaction, so a spark plug is a catalyst. We're going to make some cheese today, so I need someone to come up and be our cheesemaker. Anybody want to volunteer to help?
Just take one person.
Come on up.
Thank you.
And what's your name?
Mark.
Mark? Mark's going to be our cheesemaker. So Sandra's going to get him dressed up here, ready to go. He's going to put on a lab coat. He's going to put on some gloves. In the food industry, whenever we're doing any kind of food production, we need to make sure that everything is clean. Mark's not putting this on to keep himself clean. He's keeping it on so that he can keep contaminants from coming into any of the food and anything that he touches. So normally he would also have a hairnet or some kind of a headgear to keep hair from falling into anything. He'd have special boots. He'd change his clothes every time he comes in and out. Just like on our farm when we go into the egg barn, when we go in with the chickens, we make sure we change our clothes and change when we come back out again for the biosecurity that happens. So Mark's going to help us here. In this bowl we have some milk. We also have some lemon juice. That's going to act as our simulated enzyme. So an enzyme is a catalyst. A catalyst is something that makes something react. So if you were going outside the door and your classmate was coming out with you, you jumped out and scared them, who would be the catalyst? Who was the one that caused the reaction?
The person that scared.
Exactly. So you'd be the one that scared the other person, and you were the catalyst. So the enzymes act as the same thing. It's a catalyst that causes a reaction. So Mark's going to take and put 3 tablespoons of lemon juice into our bowl of milk. In the dairy, this process would take about 3 hours to make a soft cheese. We're going to do it in about 3 minutes. So he's going to add 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. At the dairy, they would add rennet, which is a natural enzyme. The rennet would help to form the cheese. So we're going to see what Mark does after he gets the 3 in. He's going to take the red spatula and give a bit of a stir to the milk. And then he's going to tell you guys what's happening. So he's not using much energy to do that. So that's one thing that enzymes do. They don't use very much energy. They're also biodegradable.
So what do you see happening?
And there's very little waste.
Stuff in it.
What stuff's in it? What'd you put in there to cause that stuff to happen? Lemon juice. Are you stirring too hard? Is that why we have all those lumps in it?
Maybe.
What do you think?
No.
No.
Cheese is forming.
Cheese is forming. Why is it forming? How do we do that?
Putting the enzymes.
We put in the enzymes that causes a reaction. So the enzymes cause the milk to react and change into a different form. So set your spatula down, and we'll pour that right through our magic sieve here. Ready? Pour it fairly quickly, and then it's not going to dump back on you. Good job. All right. So at the cheese factory, they would have a press that would separate the liquid from this mass that I'm pulling out. So we're going to set it on the plate. And now what has Mark got here in his hands?
Cheese.
What kind of cheese?
Cottage cheese.
Kind of like cottage cheese. Curds. Almost. right?
A soft cheese.
A soft cheese. So in the dairy, they would have the milk. The warm milk would go into a giant stainless steel vat. It would be, they add the rennet to it, and then they have paddles that would gently stir it, much like you were doing with the spatula. And it would be a 3-hour process. When it was the proper consistency for curds or for whatever they were making, they would take the curd, pour the liquid off through the bottom. Anybody know what our liquid's called? Yes?
Whey.
Right, whey, W-H-E-Y. So what do we do with whey? You could. You could. Most of the time it's dried and made into whey powder. And whey powder is used in protein shakes and different things like that, very, very high in protein. Okay, so we've got our curds, we've got our whey. If we kept this and we took these curds and we put it in a hydraulic press at the dairy, that would squeeze off more of the whey and it make it drier, and then after it sits for a while it would become our cheddar cheeses and things like that. So a mild cheese could be several weeks to a month. Our old cheeses could be kept for 20 years or more when you have an old cheese. Okay, so it's pressed, and that's why old cheese is a lot of times more expensive, because it has to sit climate-controlled rooms, all those type of things. So our lemon juice was our enzyme that caused the milk to react. So it's the catalyst that causes a reaction. In this jar I have some milk that I had done this with a couple days ago, the same thing as what you saw Mark do. It formed a soft cheese, and at the end you can see it's almost like a curd now, a huge one, and they would take that and cut that if it was at the dairy, and then the whey on the top. Fruits have natural enzymes in them. This apple is a fairly hard apple right now because it's apple season. So they're off the trees and they're still fairly hard and crisp. That natural enzyme that's in it, what do you think it does to that apple? Softens it. So that's where your energy savings comes in. So I said that enzymes save energy. That's because it will naturally soften that apple, so when you go and make your juice, you've got a softer apple and it doesn't use as much energy to do the pressing for that. Okay? So really quick tour of enzymes and what happens, and remember, it's a catalyst that causes a reaction.
So they save energy, they produce little waste, and they're completely biodegradable. I think you need that answer for your cheese.
Okay? Great.
Thank you.